I'm going to read a short prepared statement, and then I'll take any questions that you may have. Between 9:30 and 10 this morning, the South Windsor Police Department's Criminal Investigations Unit, with the assistance of the Connecticut State Police Major Crimes, Connecticut State Police K-9 units, and the South Windsor Police Department's Aerial Support Team, have located the remains of a person confirmed to be Jessica Edwards in the entrance to the Hockenham River Linear Park off of Chipper Drive in East Hartford. We at the South Windsor Police Department would like to offer our deepest condolences to Jessica's family as they deal with this devastating news. The family is asking for privacy at this time and are respectfully requesting that they are not contacted as they mourn the loss of Jessica. We as an agency will continue to support them whenever needed. As for the investigation, it is still ongoing, and we expect to have another update in the near future. Information will be provided as soon as it becomes available. I will now open up for any questions.
Now, how did you guys find this specific location? I know that the search has been extensive. You guys were looking for clues. What brought you there today?
So this was the result of information obtained from some of that technological search warrants, the technological data we were looking to obtain. So this location, that data brought us to this location for the search.
Like a cell phone?
It was not. It was more location data related to a phone related to the investigation. So not specifically a physical item, but more location data. And again, we can talk about more of that as we progress. To the rest of the week. Next week, I'll probably have some more information for you on those specifics.
We saw police activity in Manchester. Can you give us any update on why you had officers in that area investigating?
So not at this time. I hope to be able to provide you guys with an update at some point later tonight or early tomorrow regarding that activity.
Can you confirm that the child taken from the home was Jessica's in Manchester?
So I'm not sure about any of that. I can certainly confirm that at a later point in time.
And then as far as the pinging of the data from the cell phone, can you confirm that would be anyone specifically related to Jessica?
So I'm not going to confirm any suspects. My hope is, again, I can at a later point in time tonight, I can provide some more information on that.
Can you give us any idea of the location of the body? Was it a little bit? Was it in a wooded area?
Yeah, a wooded area, heavily wooded area with a high canopy. We found that not necessarily near a body of water, but not far off a trail area where that entrance is off of Chipper Drive where we were earlier this morning.
Was she buried? Was it a grave site? What?
No.
What was the status of the body?
Obviously, there was significant decomposition as a result of being there from the time frame we believe that she went missing. But we're looking into all that, and we'll have a better idea once the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner provides the autopsy and gives us a cause and manner of death, which is still pending.
So when she was missing, either Sunday or Monday, is it assumed that there wasn't a time period where she was missing and alive?
Based on our investigation, no.
Do police still believe that she got into an unidentified car with an unknown person and all this?
Not at this time.
Is there any indication? Are you going to be looping back to maybe the condo, anything else, or are you going to be looking for maybe some form of a crime scene that maybe something occurred and then?
So we conducted our searches last week of the condominium and the vehicles involved. We'll take that information and compare it certainly with what we found today at the crime scene where the body was and see what we can connect through those two.
Is the husband still cooperating?
So everyone who we've spoken with has been cooperative at this point.
Is he a person of interest?
So we don't have one at this time, but certainly my hope is to be able to update you guys at some point, again, later today or tonight on some further developments.
When you say not at this time on the vehicle from last Monday, you're saying you don't believe she got into that car at that time?
We do not believe so. That she got into a vehicle unrelated that we weren't able to. I know a bunch of you asked about that vehicle, description of the vehicle. We don't believe that's accurate.
And that was the husband's story last
That was
Monday.
the story we obtained when we took that initial missing persons report. Yeah.
Who reported her missing, the family or the husband?
Both at separate locations. So that we were contacted by the family directly. That night she was reported missing, and the husband responded to the East Hartford Police Department to also report her missing.
So there's been ongoing communication with the husband to help,
Yes.
I suppose, clarify what he had previously said?
Yes. Yeah, and that's been consistent contact since the start of this.
Usually when a body's found, we hear that the body is believed to be so-and-so, but you said this afternoon that it definitely...
Yeah, we've confirmed it, and obviously the OCME's office will conduct an autopsy and hopefully give us a cause and manner of death, which will help us as this case moves forward. But we were able to confirm it through a number of different channels that it is in fact Jessica.
Can you talk to us a little bit just about the process in the days following her disappearance and just the efforts of the police department and the community at large?
Yeah, so a lot of what we had to deal with early on was trying to kind of piece everything together. We had a very much an open time frame that we were dealing with, that we had to try to put a lot together. And I think day by day we were able to get a little closer to establishing a location. It wasn't certainly wasn't an overnight aha moment. A lot of it had to do with obtaining information at a little point in time, with following up with search warrants. We certainly had some big incidents that were able to get us to that point. However, I think every single day we were able to get a little closer to getting to the location where we ended up searching this morning.
Do you believe that you have enough information and enough leads to give Jessica's family justice?
Myself and Deputy Chief Eckblum spoke with the family this morning. We had a conversation for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours with them. We hope that that's where this case will end up. I would say the conversation was positive. We feel for them, and there's no other way to put that. They are grieving right now, and they miss their daughter, their sister, greatly. So it is our obligation as an agency to make sure that we're doing everything we can to find as much closure as possible for them, and we believe we are headed in the right direction with that.
If arrests are made, would they be brought here?
Any arrests that would be made would be brought here. Yes, that is correct.
Any indication that there's a risk to the greater public?
No, not at this time.
Would you say that this was a targeted attack?
I would say that the information we have right now, and again, it really depends on the OCME's, the autopsy to give us some more information, but we believe we have a good grasp on what happened.
Could you confirm you were talking to the husband over at the Manchester scene earlier today
So
of Jessica?
I can't confirm that in Manchester, but my hope is later today or at some point tomorrow I can have some more information for you that can clarify some of those things.
And is this being classified as a homicide?
So it's still considered suspicious in nature at this time, and that's really the assistance of the OCME is going to help us make that determination based off, again, the cause of death and the manner of death.
Do you know when that report might be available, when they'll have a better sense of what happened?
Yeah, so I mean, the hope is if we get closer to making an arrest, if we get there, that would be available in an arrest warrant affidavit that we would provide to you after that arrest is made. And again, you guys are all in contact with me on a regular basis. If that does become available, I will certainly get that to you in the form that we can.
Can you talk about the collaboration of multiple agencies? You're talking state police, several local jurisdictions as well.
Yeah, I think I spoke last week and said that there was all hands on deck. We had 5 full-time investigators that were working on this investigation in the building alone, and the number of resources that we had from outside the building, I could go on and on about who was able to help us, but there were some critical pieces of that were able to allow our investigators to focus on some important things with some of these other agencies. The Connecticut State Police and Federal, the FBI were able to help us with some of their tools and resources that they have that we don't have at a small agency like South Windsor. So it was certainly beneficial to move the case along when it needed to be moved along, and just knowing that we had that support from those other agencies who are helping us find Jessica certainly made us a little bit more at ease when it came to moving step by step towards what, the culmination of finding her today.
How much of this investigation, because I know for days, the police department was asking for tips and surveillance footage. How big of a role did the technological aspect play in this investigation, especially leading up to today?
Yeah, I'd say it's absolutely massive. I think it was really able to give us some clarity on where we were searching today. I know the family and friends and search groups have been out over the last week and a half, and they've been looking in different places. I think I've spoken with a lot of you about our ability to go out and search physical locations. It wasn't going to be accomplished until we feel like we had a location that we knew we could help find something. So that was what happened today, and that was the result of a lot of that technological data that we were trying to obtain and review and analyze to get what we needed to be able to say, okay, now we can go out and start looking at physical locations. So
some of that location data, did that come from someone else's cell phone? Or
yeah,
GPS?
again, I can't answer it at this time, but at some point I hope to be able to clarify that.
Do you have a better timeline on when she disappeared? I know that
We do. Yeah, we do as a result of the last couple of days of what we uncovered. So again, that kind of helped us build towards where we were looking today off of Chipper Drive.
What's the timeline?
So again, I talked a lot last week about when she was reported missing by the family on Mother's Day night versus the information from the husband. and it was really open for us for the first portion of this investigation. And the primary concern of our investigators was trying to narrow that down to where they could try to get a better idea of what happened. And I think as a result of some of the data we obtained over the last couple of days, we were certainly able to do that. And that exact timeline will certainly be available to you after after we get a little closer to finishing up with the case.
Can we talk about surveillance video a little bit today? In East Hartford, I mean, we saw a number of police officers going door to door. I believe it was one of your own, as well as East Hartford, looking for surveillance video. Can you talk about the fruits of that? I mean, were you able to get video? Were you able to place them in that area? I know that for a while you couldn't peg where they were, that she wasn't appearing on surveillance video anywhere.
Yeah, so as far as today's contact regarding surveillance footage, I don't know what exactly they were able to locate. But in general, I mean, it certainly helped us to try to piece some of the things we've learned about where Jessica might have gone together. And at this point, in this day and age, having the ability to have people who have, Ring cameras and other cameras like that to be able to give us that information is critical. And again, this is still an ongoing investigation. My assumption is that, once our investigators are able to canvass that area, if they did have anyone with surveillance, they're going to continuously look at that to see if we can continue to find out, specifically what happened